Good morning, this is Jelani White. Welcome to my critical assignment review for Kinesiology 562. In this presentation, I'll be going over one of my clients and everything that we've done thus far going through our CAP assignments. Okay, so first we start off with the movement assessment. For my client, as you can see, we use the FMS kit. With the FMS kit, it establishes a baseline. It helps us understand some of the strengths and weaknesses of our client. So it's a good tool to use. For me, I can see that off the bat, we were going to have an issue with shoulder mobility. Prior to the FMS screen, my client let me know that they did have a torn labrum, which was an old injury from college. My client was a former volleyball player in college, so the right labrum was actually torn. So off the bat, I knew that the mobility issue during the movement screen would be something that would be either couldn't be scored at all or scored very low, just because I knew she wouldn't have range of motion in that right shoulder. So as we went through that test, she did score low. She was able to have some mobility through there, but it was a low score. Next, we saw that I saw that her hip mobility needed some improvement. When we did the hurdle test, I could see that there wasn't full range as she stepped over the hurdle. So that indicated that, okay, I know that we need to work her right hip a little bit more than the left. The left looked like it had more range. But also, as we did that hurdle test, I saw that there was a little swaying as we did the hurdle test. So I can see that maybe her either her core or just her overall balance and stability was off. So that these are the things that you can assess using the FMS system while taking in consideration your programming later down the line. Overall, though, I thought she had a decent FMS screen. Former athlete, so she was able to go through all of the screens primarily smooth with small coaching cues. So I thought that was pretty good. So the inline lunge looked good. The overhead deep squat looked good. Straight leg raise test also looked good. So those were what we saw during our movement assessment. Okay, so next I went into the periodization. Some keys for the periodization. I wanted to do a 4-day upper body, lower body split. With the 4-day split, the client, she would go through a 4-week microcycle. So with that 4-week microcycle, we would see that twice within an 8-week period. I like the 4-day split, upper lower split, because it's ideal for building muscle and strength, all while allowing each muscle group to train twice a week. So you get to hit upper body and lower body twice a week, making it very effective method. For our areas of focus, what she wanted to, kind of see improve over the 8 weeks, we wanted to see a 10-pound increase in her 1 rep max with the back squat, barbell back squat. With her having, the shoulder injury, we also wanted to improve mobility, especially in the right shoulder. That was the shoulder that had the torn labrum. So we wanted to increase her mobility and range. And then lastly, we wanted to maintain her hitting power so that she can, continue to play volleyball, at least at a moderate level, and not lose that hitting power. So we have a strength focus within the programming mixed with mobility and core strength. And core strength is something that I think is a lot of times not as heightened or viewed as important, but it is extremely important because our center of gravity is a vital piece to connecting the whole body. So I think we sometimes we need to overprogram core strengthening, I should say. And there was also manipulation. To do this, I use a gradual manipulation within the sets, reps, and volume to, over time, see these goals get reached. Okay, so let's get into the 4-day split in the actual program. Right here in day 1, it is a lower body day. As you can see, I have the primary lift will be the back squat, but we will get the squat movement, a hinge movement, and then we're going to do a lunge. Starting off, we have the dumbbell clean. So according to Kramer, the large muscle groups want to get worked before smaller, more acute muscle groups. The body is fresh in the beginning of the workout, so you want to have the more strenuous load in the beginning. So if you see I have the dumbbell clean and the back squat, those are going to be the more strenuous exercises, and they're going to recruit the bigger muscle groups. So I have those programmed in the beginning. I have the dumbbell clean. We're going to go at 90% of her 1 rep max. So we're going to drive, we're going to get after it for 4 reps. This is going to be a unilateral exercise, right? I can go a little bit lighter on that right shoulder or that right side with the clean, just as I, kind of tweak and make sure that she's doing the exercise correctly. But I really like doing those triple extension exercises, those compound exercises early, because it gets the blood flowing. Gets us prepared for what else is next within that day. So then we're going to go into that back squat. Once again, remember, we want to add 10 pounds to her barbell back squat. So right here, if you see the intensity, right now I'm at 75% of her 1 rep max. Going for 10 reps, we have 4 sets. In week 2, I will increase that by 2.5%, right? So there's an example of being able to manipulate the intensity to increase strength, okay? So over the course of the 8 weeks, I'll continue to increase that intensity so that we can reach that goal of adding 10 pounds. So after we went through 1A and 2A, we'll go 2B. That'll be a pal-off press, more of a core exercise. Just now we're getting to the more acute muscle groups, the smaller muscle groups, as we get into the latter part of the day. And then we have the kettlebell swing. That's good movement, good pattern. We'll use a kettlebell and we'll hinge at the hip, make sure we have a nice posterior activation in that. And then we'll get to 3B, which is the forward lunge. It'll be a dumbbell forward lunge and unilateral, of course. We're going to work each leg. Remember, we want to work on stability and single leg strength. So this is a great exercise to do that. So that's day 1. Day 2, we'll go into our upper body. Okay. So once again, starting off with that big, this is going to be a single arm landmine press. Okay. So same thing. It's unilateral for this. Same thing. Shoulder, increase the shoulder mobility. We want to separate the two so that we work one side and then work the other side. And if there are any imbalances, we can work and, lighten the load a little bit on each side. Then we have the bench press. This will be a dumbbell bench press. We got that pressing motion. So you see we have 2 pressing motions. And then we have 2 pulling motions. Okay. So we're going to go bench press, 4 sets of 8, band pull aparts, more of a mobility, mobility for that. We're going to band pull aparts. We're going to work that shoulder mobility for there. And then we got the dumbbell shoulder external rotations. Okay, that's working that shoulder health as well. And lastly, we'll get into the rowing action with the seated cable row. So we're working the upper and lower. We're working that push and that pull here in day 2, making sure that we cover all ground. In day 3, we're going into the dumbbell jump squat. So this is going to be a dumbbell jump squat, 5 sets, 4 reps. Once again, quad dominant exercise, but it gets you going because we're working the plyometric aspect of that. It's really good to get the blood flow. Then we're going to go into the trap bar deadlift, hinge motion, 4 sets of 10, 75% for the intensity. So here, as you can see, if you look from day 1, 2, 3, 4, we're getting more rest time with the 1A and 2A. We want to make sure that we have enough time to recover in between sets so that we're not, getting injured or, doing things incorrectly, because we are going at high intensities, right? So if we're going at high intensities, we've got to make sure that we're safe too at the same time. So making sure that we're recovering. Going into the core aspect of day 3 with the dead bug. Love dead bugs, underrated exercise. We got 4 sets of 12 for the dead bug. Then we're going to go into 3A, which are the lateral hops. This is a body weight exercise. I programmed this because, once again, my client needs to work on single leg stability. So a plyometric, small power plyometric with the lateral hops is a great way to, incorporate that into the program. Next, we're going into the dumbbell step up. Okay, so we got the pressing exercise, or pushing exercise, I should say. Then we got the hinge with the trap bar deadlift. We got the squat variation. So once again, we're covering all ground. The step up, same thing, promoting that single leg strength, hip mobility. As you step up, you'll see that we were able to build that mobility as well. So here we have a 2-minute rest because that's also going to be a strenuous exercise. And then getting into day 4, I have the med ball rotational throws. Great big lift, promotes that rotational power, working the hips as well. And like I said, another one of my clients' goals was to make sure that she keeps her power when it comes to volleyball and her hitting power. So this is somewhere where I would say this is going to help that goal right here with the rotational throw. We're working not only the core, but with that med ball rotation is similar to that overhead rotation that you're gonna see going up into a jump and then keeping that hidden power. Okay. Then we have our pull variation, pull exercise with a barbell bent over row. We're going to go at 80%. So we're going pretty heavy on that. 4 sets of 8 reps, making sure that she got her 2 minutes rest. Then I want to go into hyperextensions, just body weight, getting that posterior chain activated, strengthening it. So that's why I programmed the hyperextensions. And then we have the dumbbell bicep curl. bicep curl, working on overall strength with the upper body. We'll go 3 sets of 10. It's pretty basic. And then we're gonna go a dumbbell reverse fly to finish it off for day 4. With the reverse flies, same thing. You've seen it's been a theme throughout the whole 4-day split that I want to continue to work shoulder rotation and external rotation and overall mobility, keeping her shoulder nice and healthy. So this is the 4-day split. I have it broken down into making sure that we're hitting all the foundations and that it's going to make sure that she reaches her overall goals of maintaining strength overall, working on hip mobility, working on single leg strength, maintaining hitting power, and then last but not least, getting that 10-pound on her barbell back squat, over the course as I, manipulate the sets and reps and intensities. She'll get that 10 pounds on her barbell back squat and reach that goal.